What if religions never existed? Religion has long served as a foundational pillar in shaping civilizations, guiding moral behavior, and inspiring both unity and division. But imagining a world in which religion never existed forces us to re-examine nearly every aspect of human development. What would society look like if belief systems based on divine authority had never emerged? Below are 11 key areas where the absence of religion might have profoundly changed our world. Alternative moral frameworks would have emerged. In the absence of divine commandments or sacred texts, humans would still need rules to maintain social order. Moral systems may have formed strictly from rational thought, empathy, or evolutionary psychology. Philosophical traditions such as Stoicism, humanism, or utilitarianism might have taken root much earlier and become the dominant sources of ethical guidance. Fewer wars motivated by faith. History is filled with religiously charged conflicts, from the Crusades to modern-day sectarian violence. If religion had never existed, many of these wars might have been avoided, potentially leading to a less polarized and more politically pragmatic world. Of course, power struggles would still occur, but without religious justification, their motivations and narratives would shift significantly. Different forms of community and belonging. Religious gatherings often form the heart of communal life, especially in traditional societies. Without them, humans would seek other methods of bonding, possibly through civic clubs, philosophical schools, or shared professions. These communities might lack the same sense of sacred unity, but they could also be more inclusive and flexible in nature. No religious institutions or hierarchies. Religious institutions like churches, mosques, and temples hold immense social and economic power. Without them, other forms of authority, such as universities, governments, or cultural guilds, might have filled the vacuum. Architecture would also look different, as many of history's most iconic structures were built to honor religious beliefs. Science might have progressed differently. Throughout history, scientific inquiry has often clashed with religious doctrine, most famously in the cases of Galileo and Darwin. A world free from theological resistance could have seen faster acceptance of scientific theories, earlier technological revolutions, and perhaps a broader public embrace of empirical thinking as the basis for understanding the world. Different death and afterlife beliefs. Religions give meaning to mortality by promising an afterlife, reincarnation, or spiritual continuation. Without these ideas, cultures might have developed more pragmatic or existential views on death. Grieving practices, burial customs, and even the emotional processing of loss would look fundamentally different, perhaps more grounded in nature or philosophical acceptance. No sacred holidays or rituals. Holidays such as Easter, Eid, Hanukkah, and Vesak structure yearly life and pass values between generations. In a world without religion, seasonal changes, historical anniversaries, or purely cultural festivals might take their place. While these secular celebrations could still be joyful, they might lack the same sense of transcendence or spiritual significance. Art and literature would take different forms. Much of humanity's most powerful creative output, from Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel to the Bhagavad Gita, was born from religious inspiration. In a religion-free world, artists might focus more on human experience, nature, or abstract ideas. Entire genres of sacred music, devotional poetry, and theological literature would simply not exist. Less control over personal freedoms. Religious codes often regulate everything from diet and dress to relationships and gender roles. While these rules have provided structure for many, they have also limited personal expression. Without them, societies might have evolved toward more liberal attitudes much earlier, promoting greater gender equality, sexual freedom, and bodily autonomy. Different sources of hope and consolation. Religion offers comfort during suffering, promising divine justice, spiritual growth, or heavenly reward. In its absence, people might turn more to each other, philosophy, or therapy for meaning and support. This could foster a culture of collective resilience, rooted in shared human experience rather than divine intervention. Human identity would be fundamentally altered. Religious identity shapes how people see themselves, their communities, and their place in the cosmos. Without religion, identity might be built more around language, culture, political belief, or individual values. While this could lead to more fluid self-definitions, it might also create a different kind of existential emptiness or philosophical uncertainty about life's ultimate purpose. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.